Hello, everyone. Wow, these things fill up really fast. Never ceases to amaze me how quickly you guys show up. So, hello. Oh, hello, sister. Hi. Oh, look, Bucky's here. Hey, Buck. Where are you, Buck? There you are. Hey, buddy. He's my cute little baby. Hello, Trisha. Wow, 55 people. Wow, God, these things really fill up fast. I'm like, holy moly. Yes, he's very cute. That's Buck. Buck, say hi, Buck. Hello. Buck's going to do the Periscope tonight. Okay, so, oh, hey, Barbie. Yes, Buck, he's so cute. Yes, the shoe rack's pretty awesome. Check it out. Ooh. I love that shoe rack. It is amazing. Okay, so for those of you that are here, most of you know that this is the opportunity Periscope for selling LuLaRoe. And so I think pretty much everybody who's here knows what the company is all about since you're here. So usually I just, I just make myself available to answer questions, you know, fill in any gaps of the info that you may not have. You know, I'm pretty much at your disposal for whatever you need. So who wants to start? Questions? No questions? Why are we here? Or am I just doing a spiel? I know, right? Silence. I'm like, So yeah, so we have factories now all over the United States. We have places all over the US, and then we have factories in China, we have factories in Guatemala, we have factories in where else do we have them? Vietnam, Korea. So there are, you know, lots and lots and lots of factories. So why? So this is a great question. So once upon a time, when LuLaRoe first started, everything was made in the USA, except for the leggings, which were made in China, because they had the special machines to brush the fabric. I believe that's what the reason was. So people ask all the time, well, why are we outsourcing now? Why aren't we doing things all in the United States? Okay, so this is actually a really important thing to learn about clothing and manufacturing in the United States, and actually in the world. So first factoid that's very interesting is that the fashion industry is actually one of the most heavily regulated industries in any business, okay? So what does that mean? It means that LuLaRoe is audited by independent third-party auditors who go into the factories to actually ensure that all of the working conditions are up to standards. So you can't, it's not like it's someone that works for us. I've worked with auditors before for federal funding. And you have to hire a third party that is completely unrelated to, they can't have any other business relationship with you. And their job is literally to come in and look up your skirt and make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. And if you are breaking the rules, I mean, they're going to write you up and you can get fined. It's a big deal. So in the US, there's actually 2 times during the year where you can place your orders. Usually, I can't remember where these are held, but where you go in to put your orders in for the year. Okay, so all these major clothing companies that go in to place orders with textile companies and other manufacturing facilities and factories, they go in twice a year and they put in their purchase orders 6 months ahead of time. Okay, so you really need to book that time like really far in advance. Okay, it's not like you can just be like, hey, Walmart, you know, I need 60,000 pairs of leggings. Can you just fit me in? It does not work that way. So part of our limitation comes from the fact that when you have the kind of rapid growth that we have had, you have to outsource into countries where you can access the factories and the manufacturing facilities faster than you would be able to here in the United States. Okay, so it's just a matter of supply and demand. So there was only 2 choices. Okay, so choice number 1 would be that the company tells the consultants that have signed up, sorry, no leggings, okay? No Nicole's, no whatever, we're sold out, all right? And that you're just going to wait 6 months to get your supply. Obviously, that is a recipe for disaster. No business is going to survive if they cannot keep up with the market demands, okay? So then the only other alternative to maintain their commitment to us and maintain their commitment to their customers is to say, okay, well, it's time to grow. It's time to keep up with the pace of the business, and we're going to have to expand. So just to give you an idea, when LuLaRoe first started, I think their first year in business, they made $11 million in sales, okay? So they budgeted that for the second year, they would do $25 million in sales. So they put in all their orders for the year, for 2015. They're all excited. They're like, yay, we're having a good year, 25 million. And people are looking at Mark, who's the owner's husband, and he's one of the leaders in the company, saying, oh, please, we're not going to hit 25 million. You must be crazy. Well, they closed the year at 75 million. Okay. So if you can just imagine, like, it's just unfathomable, you know, how much growth they had. It was unprecedented. Most companies to double year over year is almost is phenomenal. In the stock markets, for you to double year over year is amazing. You're doing really well. So this kind of growth is really just astounding. I don't think anybody expected it. So that's one of the reasons why we've had to outsource. What I would encourage people to do is, I grew up in the third world. I will tell everyone, Manessa and I are from Pakistan, which is, you know, we're in the news all the time for being like, you know, that's where all the bad people come from, apparently. We're not bad people. It's actually a very nice place. But it is a third world country, okay? And I know I sound very American, but I lived there for 18 years. I grew up there. That's where my family's from. Yes, we're actually going to do a finance meeting tomorrow about the finance manager. So let's not, we'll talk about that tomorrow at the team meeting, okay? It's going to be on Join Me. So anyway, I grew up in Pakistan in a city called Karachi, which is like half the size of New York with like 3 times as many people. It's just ridiculous how busy it is. It's huge. I mean, it's like crazy. Overpopulated, 90% of the population is illiterate. And I will tell you that factory jobs like this are huge to the people that live in that country, okay? Like, it is life-changing to have a good job that pays you money. Most of these people live in like shacks that literally have palm leaves for roofs, okay? And I'm not talking about like, you know, just really, really poor people. I mean, this is like common. Like, you'd be driving down the highway and you'd look over and you'd see people living under the highway, and this is how they lived, okay? So jobs like this coming to a third world country, they are very important and very meaningful to the socioeconomic development of underdeveloped areas, okay? So I think when people make these sweeping statements about, oh, it's not made in the US, I think it's really not taking into account all of the wonderful things that come from actually providing jobs to people that need them in countries where jobs are very hard to find. Okay, so, you know, people talk about America and they're like, oh, unemployment, you know, the rates are so high. And it's like, you know, you can't even imagine, you don't know unemployment until you have seen the third world. It is like devastating. So I would say that, no, maxis are not being discontinued. Please don't worry about that. They're not being discontinued. That's our flagship item. If they discontinue them, I'll be completely shocked. So I think what's really important for people to remember is that before we take a political position on something like outsourcing jobs, we really think about the positive impact that those jobs actually have on people that are outside of our community in the United States. LuLaRoe is all about spreading the love and helping people, and that's exactly what they're doing. It may not necessarily be in America, but they're still being made and handmade and hand sewn. There are a lot of other things that are great about it, so I really would encourage you not to be fixated on that, because it's really not that big of a deal. That's my 2 cents anyway. Somebody asked about initial inventory being a tax write-off. This is a myth, okay? So you cannot deduct your initial inventory, okay? So if you invest in a business, the IRS does not just say, oh yeah, sure, you can have a tax write-off for that. It's not how it works. However, the government does say that because you used money that had already been taxed to start your business, when you are repaying your loan, you don't need to worry about setting aside money for taxes for that. So like, if you take out $5,000 from your business to repay yourself for the initial investment, you don't need to worry about that, about being taxed on that. Outsourcing, no. So we still have plenty of jobs in the US, but if you outsource to a factory in China, then yes, you're going to pay workers in China. So you would technically be, yes, you would take jobs out of the US. However, to be completely honest, those are jobs that wouldn't be available in the US anyway, just because short of creating an entire manufacturing facility yourself, which I think we have 11, you know, those jobs don't exist here, you know, so it would be a real undertaking to create them. So if you need to pay quarterly income tax, we have a CPA that helps our team. You know, he does obviously charge for his services, but he's very reasonable and he can file taxes anywhere in the United States. So, you know, a lot of our girls work with him, and, you know, he helps figure out the schedule of what you have to pay and when you have to pay it based on what your estimated income is going to be. So he's fabulous. He's a good dude. Somebody else had asked a question. I'm sorry. There's been a few questions that went by kind of quick, and I didn't see them. So if you want to just ask again if your question hasn't been answered. I'm just going to get a drink. Hold on. I'm just getting a drink of water. So do you start? I actually don't know. Oh, the fit. Yes. So, I will tell you that quality issues in any retail industry are going to exist. As they're identified, Patrick works with the factories to figure out what the issue is and get it fixed. So the one thing I'll say about LuLaRoe is that when they identify a problem, they're like really quick about trying to get it fixed. But again, what you got to remember is that think about the how this works. Okay. So you place an order. Let's just say there's a factory in, Vietnam, okay, or Korea that's having issues. Okay. So you place the order. Leggings come in, right? So now from the time that you've ordered them, they've been cut, they've been sewn, and now they've been shipped. Now they're sitting in the warehouse and they've been shipped to you. Now Saira gets them, Saira opens them, she sells them, or she does her quality assessment, and she's like, oh, this is a defect. I'm gonna send this back. So now the warehouse gets one pair of leggings back from the same factory, and they're like, okay, well, there's a defect. We'll let it go. But then, let's say there's several coming back, okay? So now they're like, time to investigate. It seems like this is not an isolated incident. There's several leggings coming back. We need to look into what the problem is, okay? So by now, you gotta remember that with all the time that's passed, that same factory is probably still making the leggings, okay? So now LuLaRoe is going to go in and figure out what's going on. Now they identify, oh, okay, it's all these leggings that are coming from this factory in Vietnam. Let's go find out what's going on, okay? So now they have to go back, figure out what the quality control issue is, address it with them, and then, but by this point, you got to remember that more leggings have probably percolated through the system. So even though the problem may have been identified, it does take time for those things to kind of trickle through the system and for the problem to be fixed and then have that trickle through the system. So I think it's really important to remember that you need to think like a retailer, okay? You can't think like an angry customer. You need to think like a retailer, and you need to remember that most big box stores, Walmart, Target, all these places, they have entire departments that are devoted to nothing but QA and QC that do that before an item ever even gets to the store. You are the store, okay? So when you sign up to sell this product, you are the store. You are the QA, you are the QC. You need to be doing that, okay? So you're always going to get these defects. Our rate is under 3%, which is 2% below the market average. It's very acceptable in what we do. The best thing for you to do is not get tied up in the emotion of it. Check your items when they come in. If they pass your test and you send them to your customer and they say something's wrong with them, assume innocence, take them back. LuLaRoe will take them back, and if there's a defect, they will replace them for you. Okay, so please, don't get caught up in all the noise. These buy-sell trade pages like to make a lot of squawking, a lot of noise. It's really just remember that angry people talk louder, which is unfortunate, but it's a reality. But it's really not something that I think us who are selling it day in and day out really worry about. If our customers have a problem, we fix it. Oh, Manessa's working on Manessa YouTube channel. Do we have one? I'm sorry. I'm like a media not smart person. Manessa is the media guru of our team. So this is a great topic. Okay, so let's talk about this. Oversaturation. Manessa just posted a great article that our amazing Tammy Engelman helped write. They got some ideas. I think that you should definitely go to the Dreamers website, www.sairasdreamers.com. Click on the blog. Some of them are locked down to just our team, but some of them are public. I encourage you to read them. They're really fun, easy reads, very educational and informative. But I'm going to give you a little bit of numbers. Okay, so most of you who know me already know that I'm a big numbers person. Okay, so I'm all about the Excel. I'm all about the numbers. Okay, show me the facts. When I signed up with LuLaRoe in July of 2015, okay, there were about 3,000 or 4,000 consultants. I think there was 3,500, okay? There was, on the How We Row fan page, there were 3,000 fans, okay? That's how, I remember that number distinctly, 3,000 fans. That's a ratio of, I think I put this on yesterday, of 3 to 5, okay? 3 customers to 5 consultants. As of today, assuming, let's say 8,000 consultants, okay? The How We Row page is 31,000 fans. So that's a ratio of 8 to 31. 8 consultants to 31 customers. So when you just think about the facts and the hard numbers, the customer base has grown much, much, much faster than the consultant base has. Okay, now why is that? Number one, the investment's very high. Okay, so people who just want to, be a part of a direct sales company to have a little extra money, maybe a few $100 extra a month, they're going to probably be attracted to a lower investment, something like Unique or something like, which again, I use Unique mascara, see my eyes. It's a great product. I love it, but the startup cost is pretty affordable. Like I could start Unique if I wanted to, that'd be great. But the return on investment isn't going to be like, hundreds of thousands of dollars. All right. If you want to make thousands of dollars a month, you can't do that by investing $50. Okay, you really need to put some skin in the game. I'm sorry, I'm a little sick. We have so many amazing women on our team, some of whom never knew they had any business acumen whatsoever. Some of them started this thinking, well, I just want to make enough to maybe save $500 a month, and they're making thousands of dollars a month, okay? So you just have to remember that if you want to make big money, it is an investment. The good thing is that you're investing in something that has physical value, okay? So you're not investing in something that's like intangible. This is something that has physical value, okay? You're gonna buy inventory. You're gonna get 300 to 400 items of physical clothing, okay? This isn't a catalog. This isn't something you're buying into where you don't get in exchange for your money, products that you can sell. Now, on average, your startup inventory is gonna be, say, let's just say $6,000, okay? $5,000 to $6,000. You're gonna make that plus some, okay? So you're gonna make back $10,000, okay? So you're gonna be able to pay off your investment and put $5,000 in your pocket. So you need to remember that if you think like little picture, it can be very intimidating and it can be very frightening. But if you can take a step back and think, okay, if I buy one Irma for $10 or $20 or whatever it is, and I sell that one Irma for $40, I just made $20. Multiply that by, 100 Irmas, you just made $2,000, okay? So clearly, huge potential for making serious money, but requires some upfront investment. Now, the upside to that is it means it does keep that consultant number actually pretty low. When you think about Mary Kay, 2.3 million consultants. It may be 2.5 by now since I checked yesterday. Unique, hundreds of thousands of consultants. Same thing with Arbonne. Same thing with all these new companies that are coming out, Silpada and Chloe and Isabel. Again, these are all great products. I actually love most of them. I actually have this amazing Chloe and Isabel necklace over here. I love it. But the thing to remember again is that, our business, we have 8 to 10, maybe even we have 12,000 consultants. Every consultant that goes out there is now making the brand exposed to other customers that never heard of it before. And they're going to shop your store, and they're going to shop your neighbor's store, and they're going to shop somebody else's store. So when people ask me if this queue worries me, it does not worry me. It doesn't worry me one bit, because what I see, here's what I see. I see a queue of 4,000 consultants, and I say to myself, wow, those 4,000 consultants are going to bring this brand exposure to probably quadruple the amount of people that have seen it before in places that have never even heard of it before. And I'm going to have new customers. And I'm pretty psyched about that. So it does not worry me. And honestly, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you think you want to get in, don't waste your time worrying. Just do it, because you will be sad 6 months from now if there are now, 30,000 consultants and you could have been in when there was only 12,000 consultants. Yes, I match people all the time. I think I just matched 16 people in the last 3 days into happy relationships with their sponsors. So far, so good. I've only had, I think, 2 people that I had to place again. But 2 out of 300, and I think I'm at 350 consultants placed as of now, which is kind of like outrageous when I think about it. I'm like, oh my God. But it's great. We've placed a lot of consultants and they're all pretty happy, and we have a good team. My son wants to say hello. If you want to say hi, come say hi right now to 61 strangers. Well, not all our strangers. Auntie Vanessa's on. Come on over here. Don't waste time. Come on.
Hi.
That's my little son. He's 9. Okay, and he has blue hair. Okay, goodbye, Butch. I need to finish this. I'm working. Auntie Vanessa says hi. He doesn't look anything like me. He looks just like his father. Vanessa's going to have to answer that Google Doc and form site. I honestly have absolutely no idea. Sister, do you know? Are you here, Vanessa? Vanessa might be able to answer that question. I'm afraid. Oh, she says it's too long to type. I guess she'll put it on Dreamers maybe, or Dreamers in Waiting. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to tell you guys. For those of you that have already submitted documents to Onboard, please check out the new group we set up. It's called Dreamers in Waiting. And we set that up because we found that the wall was getting a little too crazy with a lot of questions that were really related to selling versus wanting to sell. And we wanted to keep the message and the community in the Dreamers group really specific to those that wanted to get their questions answered about joining, so that it wasn't a whole lot of noise. That was good noise, but not noise that was really relevant to the people that were trying to get information about joining. So if you've already sent your paperwork in, we want to help you, and we still want to be available to answer questions. So Alicia Whitehall is the, Alicia Badajay, I always do that, is the, so the Dreamers in Waiting is open to anyone. It's just a graduation group. So when you are in LuLaRoe Dreamers and you've submitted your paperwork, you can graduate yourself into the Dreamers in Waiting group. So you don't have to be on our team. It's just a support group that we created to be available to people and answer questions. So, honestly, so we used to tell people that it was good to start your group out right after you had placed your initial order, but given that it's taking several weeks right now, my suggestion would be don't set up your group until you've actually placed your order, or until you see your name kind of hopping up on that queue, because it can get, you can set everything up, you can set the structure up, you can get all your picture, like different things in there, instructions, make graphics. Just keep it secret so that it's not out there, because people have short attention spans. So you want to start the hype no more than, I would say, a week or a week and a half before your inventory comes. People, again, have short attention spans. So that would be my suggestion. Other questions that I may have not answered yet? Look at all those hearts, so sweet. So I started with 2 racks from Target. I think it was Home Trends that made it. They were collapsible. They were fantastic. So I think that for your initial inventory, 2 racks is probably sufficient. You might want 3, but 2 racks isn't too bad. I think you can get by with 2. Depending on if you're hanging your skirts or folding them. Yes. Okay. So I don't know. You could probably Google the Facebook group. I'm not sure actually about the details of, like, if there's an instructional somewhere. There must be online. I'm sure there is. Yes, I do think cheapest shipping. Sign up for Shipping Easy, pay the $30, and that's the cheapest. It's a 5.9 for each flat rate envelope, and if you ship 33 packages in a month, you've made back that $30 monthly fee, and then everything else is savings. And their reporting features are excellent. They have great customer service. I'm a fan. Okay, so great question. Are they going to speed up onboarding? So let me explain why onboarding has been slowed down to begin with. Okay, so back up to a few months ago. Consultants are ordering who are already signed up. New consultants are trying to sign up. It's chaos at the warehouse, okay? Orders are being filled, boxes are flying around, people are placing their initial orders and having to wait 2 weeks to get them. People are like, what is going on over there, right? So LuLaRoe says, okay, hold the phone, okay? People that are already consultants are having to wait too long to get their orders. People that have onboarded are paying for their orders and not getting them fast enough. We need to do something, okay? So they came up with a 2-pronged solution. Part 1. Order new machines, get a new warehouse, okay? So a warehouse that can hold more inventory, because clearly the demands have gone like ballistic and there's no end in sight. So they're like, okay, let's do this. Let's get another warehouse. Let's get the machines that can process big orders, okay? Like thousands and thousands and thousands of orders a day, as opposed to the machines they have now, which can only process, I think it's like 2,000 orders a day. It's not very fast, because again, remember, when they built this system, it wasn't built expecting 10,000 consultants. They were thinking if they had 5 or 6, they'd be lucky, right? Well, surprise, surprise. So solution 1, get the new warehouse and get the machines that can process those huge volumes of orders, okay? But that takes 6 weeks to arrive. So it's been ordered. I think 4.5 weeks have gone by now. So any day now, it's going to get here, okay? So step 2, slow down onboarding so that when the company takes your money, they are able to fulfill their commitment and get you your inventory in the timeline that they say they can, and not make you wait 2 weeks without that money. Okay, so they wanted to make sure that they were doing the right thing by the people that were putting their dollars and trust in the company and saying, okay, we're not just going to take your money and wait 2 weeks to send it to you. We're not going to take your money until we know we can ship it to you. Because they also wanted to make sure that the consultants that were already selling were able to maintain their business and be able to sell items on a predictable schedule. So they wanted to make sure that there was an even keel between the people that were onboarding and the people that were already onboarded. The only solution to that in the time they were waiting to get those new machines in was to slow down onboarding, okay? People then said, oh my God, I don't know where I'm in the queue. They're calling home office and bogging the phone lines down because they want to know where they are in the queue. So they developed that online tool where you can go in and you can see where you are. So I think that if anything, you can see that LuLaRoe is definitely the kind of company that takes their commitment to their future consultants and their existing consultants very seriously. And I will tell you, I am the world's biggest cynic. I don't just like give credit if it's not owed, but I am so impressed with how quickly they adapt and try to do the right thing. And sometimes people do the right thing and it doesn't come out the right way. But I think if people assume innocence and understand that their intentions are always to be doing the right thing, I think you have a very different perspective. So I started selling in July of 2015. So it's July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So I just finished 8 months. Why did I start? So I had bought one too many Nicoles and one too many Azures. Not even leggings. I didn't even start this with leggings. I actually despised leggings. I was very anti-legging. And I said, well, geez, I've spent $1,000 on buying clothes. I may as well just sell it. It'll be fun. Why not? So I signed up. And then I said, well, you know what? Let me try and make enough to pay my mortgage. And so that was my goal. I'm going to make enough so I can pay my mortgage. Then I started to really do well. And I really was having a good time. And I would just be on all these groups and I would see all these people asking questions. And they were like, there seemed to be a hole somewhere, right? So there seemed to be like a gap in the knowledge base. There seemed to be like an opportunity to help people. And I said, well, you know what? Let me just create some tools and use them for myself. And then I'll just share them with other people and see how it goes. So then I saw this woman, Ashley. I can't remember how it happened. Maybe she was asking some questions. I answered them. And then we started talking. And she said, oh, I need a sponsor. Do you want to sponsor me? But just stay out of my face. I want to do my own thing. And I was like, sure. So she was my first consultant and I just love her to pieces. So that's what started it all. And then I just started to really realize how much I enjoyed like meeting with people and talking to them and helping them achieve. And so now I'm really proud to say that Ashley is going to be a coach very soon. In fact, once everyone onboards in her team, she will be a coach. I mean, she's already there. It's just a matter of onboarding, catching up. So, I've helped her do that, and she's done it herself. I mean, she's worked really, really hard. So that's why I started, and it kind of then, come around December or January, I talked to my sister and I said, well, I really kind of want to take this to the next level. And you really have the skills and expertise in like media and branding and management and all those things. Do you want to do this with me? And we'll do it together. And she was like, sure, why not? And so then she hopped on and now she's my partner. So we do it together. And then my brother started helping because we were just getting so overwhelmed with events. I was like, I just can't keep up. And so my brother started helping. And so now we're like a little family, just kind of doing Lula. So it's awesome. It's honestly changed my entire life, and it's changed my sister's life, and it's changed my brother's life. So under me directly, I think there's 45 right now, or 44, and then under our whole team, it's like 4. Vanessa did the count. I think it's 411. 45. Vanessa said 45. So about the tools. So I do share the finance manager with anyone in the company who would like it. It's actually the older version is posted on the Skirts Associates page, and we've been running the new version through testing in our team. So I can answer that sponsor question for you in a second. So I do share that with anyone who wants it, but the other tools are just for my team, just because I have to kind of be a little, otherwise it would just go everywhere and it's hard to maintain that many people. So how do you build a team? Okay, so the way we do it in my team is I do, Vanessa and I have a very structured process for how we help people who are interested in leadership opportunity to be trained and have people placed under them. So what I do is, I talk to Vanessa and I work together, and we talk to trainers and sponsors in our team and say, okay, who is interested in being a leader and who's ready to be a leader, right? And then we do what's called cohorts. So they're usually between 4 and 6 people at a time. We've done 5 so far, or 4 so far. We're on our 5th right now. And what I do is I work with people who are in the Dreamers page that are interested in being matched with a sponsor in our group. And I do, my girls say I have the force. I basically match you with a sponsor based on your personality. I spend a lot of time getting to know you, understanding your personality. I may ask some really stupid questions, but they really help. And then I match you up with a sponsor. So what that does is that it provides a pathway to leadership for those that are interested who may not necessarily be good at building teams, because we are anti-recruiting. You will never see me recruit anyone, because I do not believe in recruiting. I believe in, we are who we are. We have a great community, and if somebody wants to participate in that community, we welcome them, and we will help them integrate into our community and help them be successful, but we are not going to chase people. We are happy doing what we do. We're happy being where we are. Our goals in providing leadership is to be of service to other people and to help them achieve their goals and their mission, which is why we go through such a rigorous process for placing people, to make sure that people's philosophies are aligned and that they're in a position where they can really be successful and thrive, and not just be a number on somebody's docket. Okay, so this is something that's very different about us, because again, like, I am the anti-recruiter. I refuse to do it. If anyone wants to be on our team, they know how to reach me. Anyone will tell you that you can just message me. You can, always get in touch with me. Like, I'm very accessible. But we don't like to, it's just not our style. It's just not our thing. So we're not going to approach you. But you're welcome to approach us. We always welcome everybody. No, I do work full-time, almost full-time. So this is my second job. I'm kind of crazy. So is my sister. So don't. I know. And actually, Stacy, will you check your messages? Because I really want to talk to you. Because my sister and I think you're awesome. Yeah, Vanessa, we like, seriously, like, I want to talk to you after this. I messaged you. I'm not sure if you got it, but you like have to write to me. Oh, that must be you, Rachel. Is that you, Rachel? Your laptop, so you should get a laptop, I would suggest, but you can do that after you onboard and start selling. So and if you do get one, please make sure that your CPA knows that you want to deduct the expense under section 179 of the tax code all in 1 year. Just say that to him. And I actually am in New Hampshire, and so our voting was not on Super Tuesday. I think that was, if you don't pair us with a sponsor, can we still become, I don't follow. If I don't pair you with a sponsor, I don't understand. I'm sorry, it's hard sometimes to see the handles. Are you on our team? Let's not talk politics, guys. So not the place. Okay, yes, if you're on our team, yes, anyone on our team can have people placed under them. Yes. I work with anyone, anywhere in the tree, in our family tree. So that, yeah, how you ended up with us is really irrelevant. It's more just whether you're part of our family or not. So what process? The process of doing a cohort, or the process of, so I order my supplies. Your tree should be updated now, actually. Vanessa said that it was up and running. So somebody just, I'm sorry. Oh, poly mailers. I do not use poly mailers because it's very difficult for me to, we do so much volume. It's just impossible to weigh things and things. So we just do everything flat rate, $6 flat rate shipping. That's what we do. So I order free USPS padded mailers from USPS directly. I order 300 or 400 a week. And then that way I always have a back stock of them. But I'm usually shipping 150 to 180 packages a week. So we go through them pretty quick. But they're free. So that's what I would get. I wouldn't do the poly mailer route. It's really time consuming. Any other questions? No, it cannot be. The LLC is, so you have to be, LuLaRoe cannot be in your name because that's trademarked. So it can be on your Facebook page, but it cannot be your business name. The finance manager training for our team, we will post it on the Tigers page tomorrow. And it will be on Join Me. Vanessa and I pay for that membership to join me so that all of our team can participate. And so you can click the link. It's, I believe it's join.me/Saira Valley. Oh no, join.me/Saira's Dreamers. And I think it's on the events calendar on Dreamers. Vanessa will also post it on the Tigers Cup page. Yeah, if you're waiting to onboard, that's fine. It'll be on, your sponsor will tell you where to find it. The Skirts Associate page, you can only join after you've onboarded, and your sponsor must add you. So you need to ask them. I did talk about what specifically about the online queue. No, honestly, I haven't noticed a difference. I've always charged for shipping. I've never done free shipping. I don't intend to do free shipping. I provide it every now and then as a bonus to VIP customers or as a prize. But to be honest with you, I mean, it's a business, and free shipping costs a lot of money, and I'm not going to do it. As a customer, I appreciated free shipping, but if I saw something I really liked, I was paying that $6 to ship it. So. I actually don't know how accurate that is. I'm sorry. I haven't looked at it today. I haven't been feeling very well, so I've been a little bit out of it. I'll try to look at it tomorrow and post something on Dreamers. Sorry, I have a terrible backache. I've just been so sick. Okay, qualifications to move through leadership. Okay, so the first level of leadership is sponsor. And that anyone can be a sponsor. Okay, that means you have one person under you. In order for you to receive any kind of bonus on that one person or more, you have to order at least 175 items from LuLaRoe. And if you do that, you will get 5% of that person's orders towards your bonus. Now, it's very important to remember that if you don't work and generate and keep your business active, you will not be eligible for bonuses. LuLaRoe does not believe in providing free money to people who don't work for it. Okay, so you need to be actively working. 175 items a month, yes. And just to give you an idea, Vanessa and I ordered 900 items last month, so it can't be done. It was absurd. So the second level is trainer. To be considered a trainer, which is the second tier in leadership, you have to have 3 direct consultants under you. Okay, so there's you and 3 people directly under you, and then 10 total. So basically, what does that mean? It means that you could sponsor 3 people, and if those 3 people sponsor 7 people, you have 10 on your team, you are now considered a trainer. However, to be paid as a trainer, you must have a group volume of at least 1,750 items, not including your orders, just your teams. Essentially, that breaks down to every person ordering 175 items. Then, if they do that, you will get a point in the leader pool, which is worth, I can't remember what the amounts are, but it's basically profit sharing in the company's profits. So you have to qualify for that every month. That's called your override check. Okay, so you will get 5% off of your directs, 3% off of your second level, and then you get, whatever it is, a point in the leader pool for above that. To be a coach, you have to have 3 trainers under you. So that means that you have to have 3 people directly under you that each have 10 people under them. Okay, so that's what I am, is a coach. That's what Ashley's going to be, that's what Becca's going to be, and that's what Penny's going to be, and that's what, who's the other? Alicia, Ashley, Becca. And then the final tier is mentor. And a mentor has to have 3 coaches under them and 3 trainers under them. So that's the final level as of right now. So that's kind of the pathway. I want to say there's 6 mentors. I will likely have 3 coaches and 7 trainers by the time everyone is onboarded. You will get paid only if you qualify and you've ordered 175 pieces. You will still get the percentage off of your team. If your team doesn't qualify, you don't get that point in the leader pool. Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. Yes. Me being mentor, my dear Kelly, I'm not going anywhere. This is the part of my job that I really love. So my goal now is to get my girls to mentor. So yes, I am. I'm happy about that though. I just wish we could get you all onboarded. It's time for bed, sweetheart. You look really tired. Sorry, my daughter just came in. You want to come say hi? No? She's shy. That's Eliza. I know waiting is hard, but I will tell you it is so worth it. This will soon be a distant memory. And for anybody who's waiting, I encourage you to watch the blog that Vanessa wrote on Saira's Dreamers also about this called How Long to Change a Life, I think it's called. Really good read. Definitely worth reading. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up for the night because my throat is killing me and I'm so sick. But what I'm going to tell you in closing is this, okay? If you are planning to onboard, please don't worry about the queue. It is what it is. It is nothing to be alarmed about. The business is still very, very small, okay? It's just that people are now starting to hear about it. I'm going to tell you, eventually it will slow down. However, it is going to get even more crazy. So, before it tapers off, my suggestion to you is, if you are thinking about it, you should not hesitate, because I have no doubt that a year from now, if you haven't signed up, you are going to be really, really bummed that you didn't, because this is not the time to be worried. This is the time to say, like, this is a huge investment, but it is going to pay off even bigger. So stay positive. Don't worry about it. Stay off those buy, sell, trade pages. Don't let them get you down. If you need reassurance, come to the Dreamers page and tag me in a post and I will help you, okay? There's nothing to be worried about. Our business is solid. Our girls are thriving. We're loving what's going on. So just don't be... Yes, of course. I did my launch online. So absolutely, you'll be fine. Don't even worry about that. One of our girls lives in an Airstream and she makes it work. Trust me, it is fine. So my note to you is, reach out to me. Okay. I challenge you guys. If you need a sponsor and you're like all nervous, just send me a message. Okay. PM me. I'm good at this. I will help you. You can make this happen. 8 months ago, if you had told me that I would be working with 411 amazing women and that, we would be selling, having weekends where we're selling 250 items, I'd be like, you've got to be kidding me right now, sister. Like, there's no way I'm going to be making $8,000 in a weekend worth of work. Yes, I am. And yes, Vanessa is. And yes, my brother is. So, it can be done and it takes time, but anything worth having takes some time and some sweat and some, skin in the game. So if you need help, I challenge you to reach out to me. If you need a sponsor, we have a great team of leaders. Don't be afraid. Just approach me. Anyone will tell you on the Dreamers page I'm very approachable. So I'm going to say good night. Hopefully this will be on YouTube or on Periscope for 24 hours. And I will see my team tomorrow on Join Me for the finance training. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night.